She is a clinical associate professor from the University of Alabama. She is a two-time Olympic medalist in swimming from Romania and is a world expert in Olympian leadership. She's completed her doctorate in education specializing in service leadership. So without further ado, I'd like to turn it over to Dr.
I've been keep telling Patrick to call me Noemi, but he's keep calling me doctor. So, well, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate this. This is a really close to my heart. It's research that I've been doing, and I'll share some of the research, and you guys actually will be part of this research with me today, is the importance of empowering Olympians and understand that we are leaders. Right? A lot of times we don't think about ourselves as leaders, but we are. Just who we are and how we behave and what we do. Okay? So Patrick introduced me briefly. I just put together just my athletic achievements, just a quick snapshot. On top of this is something that I coached for 20 years as a Division I swimming coach. I had 4 of my swimmers compete in Atlanta 96 Olympic Games, 2 of them actually a final, and took them to Worlds, Europeans, and everything else. Then I switched to academia. So as you heard, I'm currently an assistant professor that I'm really focusing on. I teach sports management. So, and also I'm focusing on my passion is sports leadership and empowering them. So, this is not a classroom, but just like in my classroom, I don't like to be the only one talking. So, what I would want to invite you, and this is how we did the first time too, let's talk about it and just kind of start shouting out what do you think it makes us special and different than a regular population? Dedication, okay. Coachable. Resilience, yes, absolutely. There's no wrong answers, so just start shouting. Tenacity, yes. Making different choices than anyone else, yes, I agree. What else? Yes, so we live our consequences with our choices, of course, yes. We take responsibility for our choices, yes. As I heard some more, yes. We're fighters. We don't take no for an answer, right? We absolutely don't do that. We really want to overcome everything that, and all of us have amazing, unique stories, okay? Because we overcame something, either injuries or hardship or, different economic or social things in our countries. There's a number of things. As you heard, I'm originally from Romania. Before my first Olympic Games, it was just still during communism. So a lot of restrictions, a lot of tough things, but I was able to overcome it. And, we all went through injuries and illnesses and all that. But this is something that, we are just so unique in how we think. Okay? So this is something I wanted to bring up. And Jenna, thank you for saying coachable, because that's, again, is something very unique for us Olympians, right? We can take criticism as a positive thing. We don't think of criticism as a negative. We take it as an opportunity to grow, to be better, to actually improve something that we're not very good at, right? So, and that's such a unique quality, because most people, if you give them any feedback, they take it as like, whoa, what are you saying? I'm not good. And nobody's really saying it that way. It's about, there might be, but how we take it also makes a difference, right? How we think about it and say, this is not something negative, this is something positive. I want to be better. How can I be better? So those are huge qualities that we have that others really don't, okay? So another thing I want to highlight, what makes us different, is I pulled up from 1968 to 2021 or 22 for the Summer and Winter Olympic Games. I'm getting out of the way. How many of us were competing at the Olympic Games? Okay. The PowerPoint, guys, it's also on the website, and the entire PowerPoint, so you feel free to take pictures, but you have access to all this data, okay? Just so you know. I didn't have a question for this one. Not yet. No, I just said, look at it, the different Olympic Games, and look at the numbers, okay? Now, to put this in perspective, I'll give you another number. In 2016, there's 7.6 billion of us on the world, on this planet. Look at the number of Olympian. You are one of 0.50 in the world. So if you don't feel special, please start feeling special and awesome. It's about time, okay? This is the number that really got me. And I'm going to give full credit to my husband, who's also an Olympian. We met actually in Barcelona, on a pier in Olympic Village. I'm supposed to focus, and he steals my heart. And we've been married for 28 years, and we have 2 beautiful children. So, but this is the number, guys. This is who we are. And I know we forget that. We're like, oh, we're just an athlete. No, we are unique. We are unique in who we are, and I think this is powerful, okay? So that's what I want to share. So moving on to leadership, because that's what we're talking about. What do you think makes a leader? Like what skills, what characteristics makes a leader? I'm not talking about good, just a leader. Go for it, yes. Courage. Belief, okay. Influence. Thank you for saying, that's my favorite. If people ask me what is a good leader, I always say somebody that inspires, right? Inspires to be better. Yes, sir?
Exemplary.
Exemplary, right? What do you mean by that? Because that's going to be interpreted in many ways.
Well, I was going to say lead, but it's because of the leader, but exemplary in doing, showing how things are to be done.
Thank you. Yes? Challenging in a constructive way, yes, absolutely. Challenges you to be better, right? To make things better, for you to be better. So, anything else? I want to make sure I don't leave anybody out. Resilient. Authentic, right? Just being authentic, being just yourself, right? And that's enough. It's okay, right? That's one of the things that I love about leadership, and it fascinates me, is that each one of us is leader our own way. Right? It's not a certain way that you're supposed to be. We put our own unique who we are and our charm, I always say, right? Of who we are, our personality, our stories come with us. Our experiences come with us. That shapes us who we are and how we can relate to others, how we can inspire others. So, I can't help it with academic stuff and research. You have to forgive me. So we're gonna do, actually, I'm gonna have you guys, and thank you we're gonna be part of doing the survey that I designed for my research, okay? But I wanted to go over it in academic terms. This is something that it's a designed way of, I'm trying to make it simple, not sound too academic. These are the main characteristics that was decided by academia, not for sports, but what a leader, okay? So I'm gonna go each one of them. Articulate, meaning communicate effectively, which it's very important to know how to talk to people, right? Express your ideas. Perceptive, that you're really insightful, you're really aware of what's going on around you. Self-confident, self-assured, they're 2 different things, okay? You have persistent, we talked about that, determined, trustworthy, dependable, friendly, outgoing, conscientious, diligent or hardworking, sensitive, but also empathetic. And I love the last one because you have to know and feel other people too. You can't just kind of say it like, because just go do it and I don't care, right? You have to have that empathy, okay? So these are the official kind of way that academia decided that's one of the ways of quantifying leadership, okay? So, why I'm doing this research? I really want to kind of really talk about identify your own leadership. Again, our own personality comes into play of who we are and how we define leadership in our own terms. So kind of start thinking about that. And then the whole idea is I want to make sure that I empower us Olympians of how to really use the qualities, unique qualities we have to be able to market, okay? I've been happily living in the United States for the past 30 years, and one thing America does really well is marketing, okay? So why don't we learn from what is available of how to market our unique skills to really further our careers, go to organizations, to companies, and say, if you have to choose between two people that have the same qualifications, here's why you should choose me, because I'm an Olympian. This is the extra I bring to the table. This is what you're not gonna get from anybody else but an Olympian, okay? So that's what I wanna do, and the main focus, what I really want to do is actually develop workshops that are specific to different regions in the world, to honor our culture. Because cultural differences make a difference. How we think, how we are raised, what are the important things of how we go about it. In certain cultures, you know, it's interpreted, the whole idea of being self-confident, it's not something that is valued. It says you have to be humble, right? In other cultures, you have to be, your self-confidence is very positive, right? So observing those cultural differences makes a big difference of how we perceive ourselves as leaders, but also how we need to project our leadership, right? So these are the things, this is what I'm trying to do with the data that I'm collecting and analyzing it in a way that honors the different cultures based on what is going on, okay? So what I would love for you guys to do, if you don't mind, take out your phones now that we have internet and Wi-Fi. If you can scan this, this is the survey that I designed, okay? It's an official, we have what is called in America IRB, which is officially you're able to do research. It's ethical, I have to do a lot of how I do the data and everything. Just so you know, your name does not show up, I have no idea who you are, okay? So the first is the disclaimer saying that this is, you want to do it, there's no name is going to be ever showing up, and also I'll protect the data, which is very specific how I'm required to do it, okay? And then I'll just answer some questions about age, sport, country, how many Olympic Games, and all that, okay? If you have any questions, please let me know, and I'm happy to, I can walk around and help you. If you don't have access to internet or you're having trouble, again, the presentation is on a website. If you go, actually everything is uploaded there, so you're able to scan it and get it done there as well. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a few more, it really takes less than 5 minutes to get it done, okay? I'm gonna keep it rolling. If you are still working on it, just, you know. So what I wanted to show you again, this was, I can't show you the live results, but I'm showing you previously for my doctoral dissertation, I've done another research. Same idea, but a little bit different questions. But just to give you an idea how this is gonna show up, okay? So because it was my doctoral dissertation, I just reached out to most of my friends. So this is why you see Romania. So this is where I ask you for your country, okay? So this is how it's gonna show up. How many different countries are represented and how many from each country, that's it, okay? The other one, another way to show you is the different sports that we had people participate in, okay? So it shows up here, this is, again, that's what I had for, obviously swimming, because I'm a swimmer. So I just reach out to my friends, that's why I have so many swimmers, okay? And then another one is, you see, I asked you about which Olympics you participated in, and you named which ones you did. This is how it's going to show up. So it's going to show how many people did from the different Olympic, how it spread the different Olympic Games that we're surveying. Okay? And the other one is actually how many Olympic Games did you participate in? Okay? So this is another one, because that's another factor when I'm analyzing the data of if that has an effect. That's another thing I'm going to look at to see. Number of Olympic Games you participate, does that have an effect of how you view leadership? Okay? I did make a note earlier as well. My other presentation is, normally I don't know who's doing the surveys because the data just comes in. I never see the names. But I reach out to 2 of my friends who've been to the 6 Olympic Games, so I know who they are that way. But again, it's because they told me, you know, so I'm not gonna say their names because I have to protect their privacy. It's just part of the deal. But I'm happy to say one is a male, one is a female, so girl power right there. So this is how that's gonna look. So when you're asking like, why are you answering questions, certain things, this is how the data shows, okay? Now when it comes to that leadership questions we just did, this is how it's gonna give me the data. Okay? So here you have exactly the same questions, just, I know it's a little bit, I thought it's gonna work better, but the red is the one that you chose 5, which is the most strong one that you agree with. So you see for each question how people answer in that way, as an aggregated data. And it's interesting, which it really was, it was very nice, you know, the most important one that most Olympians at that particular survey felt was trustworthiness. We agree with that? Right? You have to trust whoever's leading you. Otherwise you can't lead. You're not going to follow that person to do whatever needs to be done if you don't trust them. So it was really interesting out of everything that it's something that is so low when it comes to. And that you see, another one that was a big surprise is outgoing is not what's so important. I think us Olympians, we like our results and our actions should work harder than our words and being loud, right? They speak so much louder what we do, not what we say, okay? So all this, again, this data is online, so you guys you have access to exactly this PowerPoint, okay? So, now, how are we going to use this data? My goal is, again, to identify those leadership skills, like actually know which one of the leadership skills that I'm very strong at, and the other ones, to be coachable, what I need to work on to get even better, right? Because we're not perfect in a sense of everything is perfect. We still always we're a work in progress. That's who we are, okay? So by identifying what are the areas that we need to work on, we can work on it to be better. We can improve upon that. We can listen to a coach and be coached, whoever the coach is now, right, to make ourselves better. The other one is how can you market those skills, right? Remember I was telling you, like, how can we leverage that? How we can show somebody the value that we bring to the table? Again, what makes us unique and different? How can we express that? I think it's very important. Now, we talked about this. We all overcame a number of obstacles. So that's another one of how we can use this information on showing somebody that it's part of who we are to not just have a problem, but have solutions for them. We always look for a solution, how we can make it better, how we can solve it, okay? If you had a boss, or if you are a boss, you don't like it, somebody comes to you with a problem. You want some solutions to that problem too, right? You want to hear, like, we have this issue, but I was thinking this is how we can solve that. This is what we bring to the table. We have solutions. We always find solutions. We find creative ways of how to not just focus on a problem, but how to fix it, okay? And again, that's what the solutions to the problem, how to overcome things. This is not our first rodeo, right? Others, when they face an obstacle or challenges, they're like, oh my God, what am I going to do during stress, right? It's like you see people during stressful situations totally getting lost. For us, it's like, come on down, I got this. We're comfortable, we're used to that. It's like competition, we kind of put that switch on and off we go, right? It doesn't matter what comes our way, we're able and capable of doing and dealing with that. So that's what makes us unique and different, okay? From academic, very scientific way. So what I wanted, this is my last slide, but I wanted to kind of tell you guys then I want to thank you so much for taking part in the survey. Please feel free to share that link, okay? Again, it's there on the website. You're able to really access it. Please share that QR code. You can see it's super easy. It literally takes not even 5 minutes to fill this out. And it's really gonna help me really give more weight to who we are, because academic surveys and certain research gives that extra power of who we are and what we can do, okay? So I'm sharing with you here my work email, and then also the other one is my personal email. So feel free to use it anytime. This is something that, you know, I'm only sharing with Olympians. That's my Olympic email that I use. I know it's an only I'm supposed to use, and I was told that, so I'm gonna do that, Patrick. Yes, I got you. And as I said, the reason I have the 2 Olympians is because my husband and I, so we actually share that email for anything that we talk with the Olympians. But please feel free to use them. I'm here, obviously, throughout the forum. Any questions you have, I'm happy to help. If you want me to speak to any groups or anything like that, I'm happy to do it. I found my, you know, I always knew something I wanted to do big and really, you know, empower. And I'm trying to do the things I wish somebody did for me many years ago, and just really, so I'm hoping to inspire to kind of, again, not be afraid to get out of your comfort zone, you know. And the other reasons I'm really doing this research is, while I went straight into coaching, and I did that for 20 years at the highest level, and I loved it, I did not think that I can do anything else but coach. So this is, I want to, if somebody has other passions, there's so many other jobs and things, you can still stay in the sports world, but from a different angle, right? You can be a nutritionist, a psychologist, you can work in event management for different things. There's so many different areas, you know, in media and all that. So it's just, you know, we have to get comfortable in not being comfortable, right? So, and we can do this. This is why we're Olympians. How many times we've been uncomfortable? My goodness, it's not the first time. We can absolutely do this. So thank you so much. I just wanted to say thank you and merci. And, gracias, obrigado. I was trying to go with the 4 languages. But I do have to throw in there Romanian, which is mulțumesc. And actually, I'm also ethnically Hungarian. So köszönöm szépen. So I have to throw all those languages in for good measure. But thank you so much.